Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first official New Dawn press conference, which will feature the BWF Intercontinental Championship match. I am the owner and CEO of BWF, Lionel Sua. What's good, y'all? How's everyone out there tonight? Hope you all are excited for this pay-per-view just as much as I am. I'm looking forward to beating Trey Mercer's ass, in all honesty. But without further ado, let's kick this thing off right. First one to come out and address this match is Mr. Next Level himself, the OutKast.
3 men will be walking down the ring. 3 men will try to make history. 3 men are trying to win the BWF Intercontinental Championship. But there can only be one man after the smoke clears to raise that title high. And that man is me, Mr. Next Level, the innovator of offense, the excellent one. And if you have a problem with that, I don't give a damn. Because the only thing I'm here to do is win. Win at any means necessary. Because that's what makes me excellent.
Welcome back. As you just heard before the intermission was the OutKast's thoughts and words before his championship match at New Dawn. Next up, the second man in this match, the reborn prince himself, Alexander Henry.
The BWF Intercontinental Championship Tournament comes to a head at BWF New Dawn. Everything comes to an end and the champion will be decided. It's come down to this: OutKast, Carter Young, Alexander Henry, triple threat match for the BWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. Now, OutKast, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You've been doing this about as long as my brother has. You know the ring inside out. Hell, some could consider you a jack of all trades and almost a master of all of them. You've done it all. You've been champion everywhere you go. But I need to remind you something, because it seems like you lost something in your memory bank along the way. To beat somebody like me, you need to pick the balls up out of the purse of your little faction over in Dynasty. That isn't me being cocky, that's me stating fact. Because they ain't gonna be there to help you become BWF Intercontinental Champion like how you tried to do with your little butt buddy over at Warfare a couple of months ago. Now, Carter Young, I'll give you credit where credit's due. You're one of the fastest rising stars in this industry right now. You and I have a lot alike, both trying to right wrongs and rewrite history to correct it. But for both of you, allow me to ask you a question. And I hope it hits you hard because it's going to hit as hard as anything can in that ring. Do you have any idea what it's like to live in the life of Alexander Henry? And I'm assuming the answer is no. Now allow me to tell you that story. I started out as a little kid. I was abandoned by my family and I was adopted out of pity. And I use that word pity very heavily because that's what my life was all centered around, pity. People believe that's all I ever would account to in my world, just a pitiful human being that walked God's green earth with no purpose. And it led up to me putting scars all over my body out of frustration and anger. And that may be a bit dark, but that is a biggest reality as reality will get. Whether it was being the little guy, the guy who can't account for anything, the skinny kid, or whenever I became an adult and I was expecting my firstborn daughter, my family looked me in my eyes and they said, you ain't gonna account to anything. You're not gonna be a good father. You're gonna fail your daughter. You're gonna fail your wife. You're gonna go over to Munich, Germany, and you're gonna fail everything. At 23 years old, you're gonna fail before anybody else in this family could, who is twice your age. And it built up a lot of frustration and everything crumbled around me. And I decided to take those pieces and put them back together. And those pieces kept shattering, but I kept deciding to put them back together. And those pieces shattered, and I walked away. But then, I came back to it even better. Better on this mic, better in that ring, better as an all-around human being. And I took those pieces, and I made a masterpiece that could never be remade. I plan to become the best in this ring by defeating somebody like Rashad Wyatt, by defeating somebody like Kid Punk, by defeating like I did somebody like David Blake, like Brian the Brain, like Carter Young, like OutKast, like anybody who steps in my way. I didn't go through this tournament just to lose in the end like everything else in my life. I didn't come this far to end like everything else in my life. This is where the narrative changes. This is where the story is rewritten for the better. This isn't going to be like last year whenever I failed to capture the UCPW Tag Team Championship. This isn't going to be like the XPW Championships I held where I would get fired before I can even prove myself as a champion. This isn't going to be like UCW where I get fired because I become too cocky. I'm calm, cool, and collected. I'm about as clear-minded as I can be. And the only thing in my mind right now is becoming champion. I'll go through Carter Young. I'll go through OutKast. And whenever I hold that championship above my head, I'll go through everybody else on this roster. I'll even take it to other shows and go through that roster. I will hold up that championship above my head, loud and proud. I will be the best champion on this roster. I will be the greatest Intercontinental champion of all time. And that isn't cockiness. That's me showing my determination to turn my life story around. It started out with hell, and it becomes divine in the end. And the end is Alexander Henry being Intercontinental champion. So Carter, OutKast, I'll see y'all at New Dawn. Bring your best, because I'm most certainly going to be bringing mine.
Take up my cross.
Welcome back. After that intermission, we've heard from two men already in this match. Finally, we get to hear from the last man set to compete in this match for the BWF Intercontinental Championship. He is the super athlete Carter Young.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As you may know, my name is Carter Young. You may also know me as a super athlete, or as a guy that just wants to keep on fighting. And at Elevation episode number 4, I did just that, in defeating Nicholas Rodriguez in what was one hell of a fight. He gave me one of the biggest beatings in my entire career. But I knew that I must prevail, and I did. Now, I was expecting to face the OutKast one-on-one, and then go on to face Alexander Henry here at New Dawn for the Intercontinental Championship. But apparently the board has decided that all three of us deserve this shot. But I don't feel like I do. I really don't. I mean, me and OutKast only had to have one match to get to this spot. And Alexander, he had to go through 2 grueling matches. So, when I do win this Intercontinental Championship, I would like to extend my hand to Alexander Henry to be my first opponent for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, probably thinking why I'm saying when I'm winning the Intercontinental Championship, because why can't I have confidence in myself for this match? Everyone should have that mindset of them saying, I'm winning, not I'm losing. But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to do this. It was already hard saying it's going to be one-on-one. But with a triple threat match, anything can happen. Since, no disqualifications in a triple threat match. I can't be pinned. There's a scenario where I'm not even in the outcome of the finish. But I will be part of the finish. And that finish is going to be me standing in the middle of the ring with the Intercontinental Championship. Because I need this title. Now, Alexander Henry said he needed the title more than anyone else. But there's one person that needs it more than him. He's already proven himself worthy. He's a veteran. He's one hell of a competitor. Proven that all over the world. And what have I done? I've looked up at the ceiling more times than I can count. I've crawled to the back with broken ribs, shattered ankles more times than I can count. I've been defeated over and over and over again. But I don't ever quit. I don't ever stop. Because that's not my mentality. My mentality is to keep going forward until I win. Until I get to that pedestal. Until I grab that brass ring. And at New Dawn, no one is going to stop me. No one's going to stop me from winning the BWF Intercontinental Championship, because I need this to prove to everybody that I can be in the main event scene, that I can be holding world championships in the future, that I can be main eventing pay-per-views, because I need this match. I need this win. So, got a little carried away there. But this will be the most important match. One of the most important matches in my career. because all this talk needs to be backed up. I can bet you for sure as hell, at New Dawn, I'm going to back up all these words, and I'm going to become the brand new BWF Intercontinental Champion. And you will hear the words, here's your winner, and the new BWF Intercontinental Champion, the super athlete Carter Young. Thank you, and have a good night.